Hello, this is a video on how to do rear brake discs and pads on a Mercedes Sprinter van. This is W906 model, 2013. Obviously, to start with, you need to get the wheel off and get it jacked up on our axle stands. The wheel bolts are 19mm. If this video is useful to you, please like and subscribe. So once the wheel's off, we're going to start taking the brake caliper off, which is held in by two 13mm bolts, top and bottom. We're also going to take the brake pad wear sensor out. Just pull the connector out and wiggle the sensor out of the brake pad. It's just clipped in, like so. Some kits do come with a new brake pad sensor, but you can reuse the old one if it's not worn. So I've just used a flat blade screwdriver just to pull the piston back in the caliper, and then 13mm spanner to undo the bolts. You can take both bolts out, remove the caliper and rest it on top of the leaf string so that you've not got it hanging into the brake pipe. Now you can take the pads out and just slide out of the carrier. And now that the pads are out, we can take the caliper carrier off, which is two 21mm bolts. Top and bottom. These can be quite tight. Undo both of them, take the bolts out, and then the carrier is free to come off. Now I need a T30 Torx bit to release the screw that holds the disc to the hub. Once that is undone, you now need to adjust the handbrake shoes so that they are all the way off. You need to look through one of the wheel bolt holes to line up with the adjuster inside the drum. It's difficult to see on video, but there's a star plate which you'll see shortly inside there that adjusts the handbrake shoes. Use a flat blade screwdriver through the bolt hole and basically flick the adjuster to loosen it off fully, just so that you can get the disc off. Use a hammer to tap the disc free because it's going to be a little bit tight on the hub. And here you can see that adjuster. It's basically just a bolt that screws in and out to adjust the shoes. The shoes and back plate are wire brush and clean down, getting all the loose rust and dirt. You can also use a bit of brake cleaner to wash off any dirt and grease in there. Same with the hub, give the hub a quick wire brush to make sure that's nice and clean. Also going to use a bit of sandpaper to rub down the handbrake shoes. It's a 400 grit wet and dry, just to deglaze the brake shoes. And same with the carrier here. Use a wire brush to clean up where the pad sits. take the sliders out, the brake caliper sliders. Careful with the rubber boot as you do so. I'm going to clean all the old grease off these, apply new grease and refit them in the carrier, making sure that the sliders slide nice and freely. I've just used some heavy duty grease in these that have got a higher melting point than normal grease. And then I've used some ceramic brake grease on the brake pad contact points so the pad can move freely inside there. Again, making sure the handbrake shoes are nice and clean. Now the new brake discs do come covered in a preventative or rust preventing oil or grease, so give them a good clean before you fit them. Some degreaser or brake cleaner. We're ready to refit the new parts now, so actually slide the new disc on, lining up the holes, refit the T30 securing screw. Yeah, then got to line up the handbrake shoe adjuster and wind that back out until it stops, so it's all the way extended. So basically the disc won't move now because the handbrake shoes are on. You then undo that about 4 clicks so that it's just free and it spins freely. That's the handbrake shoes adjusted. We're going to move back on to refitting the caliper carrier and the two 21mm bolts. Again, they need to be tight, really tight. I don't know what the torque is, but tight. Bring it to the pads, which need a little bit of grease where they sit in the carrier, just to help them slide around. You can then slide them back into the carrier. And obviously then the caliper can be refitted. Making sure it's cleaned up, no rust or dirt. Sometimes you need to push the piston back, use some big pipe wrench pliers to push the piston back. And then refit it with the two 13mm bolts. And you can refit the pad sensor, which just clicks in. Before you finish, just double check that the brake hose isn't twisted or kinked. Make sure that the wiring is in place for the brake pad sensor. And then you're all done. Give the brake pedal a couple of pumps, refit the wheel, go for a nice gentle drive down the road, make sure everything feels right. That's it. Thanks for watching.